So, welcome back. Uh, Today we'll be actually seeing a really very important topic which might be asked a lot many times and all. So, especially when you today what we'll be doing is we'll be working with multiple Python files. Okay, so let's say you have two or more Python files and you want to actually run code from different files and all that time. Okay, so I've created two files here. Test one. Let me do one thing. You go there. You also go there. Perfect. I hope recording is there. Yes. Okay. So looks good. And let's go inside code folder. I'm actually inside day22 folder. So I'll go inside code folder by using the command cd. Right now I'm in test1. Okay, so we have two files, test1.py, test2.py. Okay, let's write some code in test1.py. So nothing difficult I'm going to write. Let's say I'll just write function hello. So let's say I'll write speak. Okay, nothing much difficult. So what this function will do, it will take one parameter name and it will say hello name. Okay, nothing much difficult, right? So very simple, hello name, right? Let's call this function speak. Let's pass my name. It should say hello Gautam. Let's run python test1.py. so this video might be a little bit shorter because actually I recorded this whole video, so you actually saw this notes folder there. So there was some issue with the mic, so I am again recording it once again. Background some other video was playing, so because of which it created a disturbance. So I am reshooting this, so I'll just open the notes which I was teaching in that class itself. Okay, perfect. Okay, so what I told you, right, we are actually going to study special variables in Python, right? So in this class we are going to see special variables in Python. So we have already studied about special variables in Python because you have special variables usually start with a special denotion is there. Okay, so it is underscore, then something, then underscore. Okay, so you tell me an example where you actually did this. It is in constructor, right? So example was underscore init. Init constructor was the best example because there also we use this underscore lines, right? So these are called as special variables in Python. Why special variables? Because they have some special work to do, so they are called as special variables in Python. So an example for special variables in Python is underscore init. Another example is underscore name, which we'll be studying in this class. Okay, so especially this is very important line. You will be seeing this line everywhere, almost everywhere you will be seeing in lots of programs where you will be learning web development and all. So that time it will help you understand what does exactly this is doing. Okay, so there are special variables like underscore dir, underscore string, which gives the string representation of the any object. Dir is also used, I think, to print the path in which print the path of the file. So something like that. These are special variables that are available in Python. So a very special variable that is available is underscore name underscore again. Okay, so two underscore will come at the starting, two underscore will come at the ending, and in between the function name or the variable name will be there. If it is a function, then you will see these brackets. If it is only a variable, then you will see no bracket, only like this. Okay, there is a very important variable which is called as underscore name underscore, like this variable. Okay, which we will be studying in this class. I hope you got the point. If it is a function, then you will see these brackets. If it is not a function, you will not see those brackets. Okay, very simple. These are called as special variables in Python. So why we use this? What is the significance of this and all? We will try to understand. Okay, let's say we have two files. This will be actually helpful when we have multiple we are working with multiple files, not with one file. Okay, so let's say we have two files. Okay, we have actually file 1, which is this, and let's say we have file 2, and inside file 2 let's say we have one function which is print file name, let's say print file name 1. file 2, sorry, this should be file 2 because this is actually file 2. Okay, and if I call this function, you should not be able, you must be actually able to guess this, right? What will the output of this function? Print. Let's say I'll call this function, sorry, call this function, it should print I am file 2. Let's do it here also. In file 1, let's replace it with file 1. Okay, nothing much difficult, very simple till here. Yes, let's try to run this and see. Let's try to run file 1 and see. Python test 1. Okay, come on, test1.py, I am file 1, perfect. Test2.py, let's try to run it. I am file 2, nothing much difficult. Yes, very simple, right? Nothing should be very difficult in this because we have done it so many times in functions. So now comes the interesting thing. Now let's see what happens. Let's say if I want to call this function, if I want to call test1 function, this is the print file 1 function, from, I am actually calling it in this file itself, right? So I have returned the function definition in test1.py. I am calling the function also in test1.py. What if I say you that we can, in Python we can also call the functions that are available in other files from one file. Okay, all or the variables, whatever you might be having some variables also here. Might be having a variable, let's say count equals to 5. So this variable is in which file? Test1. What if I tell you I want to print that variable from test2 file? That also can be done. How that can be done? You have to import the file. How to import the file? You already know. You have to just say, if you just, let's say if you just want the count variable, you can just say from test1 import count. Okay, this is what you can say, and you can say print count, it will print. This is how you can actually exchange things from one file to another things, or you can say that this is how you can call functions that are available in other file from one file. Okay, or you can also use the variables that are available in other file from one file. Okay, so let me actually not do like this. Let me just say, let me import that file. First of all, import test1. Okay, perfect, import test1. Now what I want to do is, after this function, I just want to say, hey, print test1.count. I have already, there should be no doubt in this, right? So I am importing a file, think it like a class, and I'm think it like an object. So object dot the variable name which you want to use, test1.count. It will actually print the value of this count which is available here. I want to call this function, let's say. So what I'll do, print test1, print test1 dot print test1 dot print file name 1, right? This is the file name 1, this I want to print. Okay, I'm calling this function here also. Okay, perfect. Let's not call for now press2. Okay, so what will be the output? I am running now test2, okay, not test1, because in test2 I am importing test1. Something got executed. Something got, oh sorry, I forgot to, it's a function, right? So I have to call like this. I'm sorry, my mistake. Okay, lots of things got executed, especially it is saying that I am file 1, 5, I am file 1, none, something it is saying. Okay, so let's try to understand what things happen. Okay, so first thing, very important point to remember, whenever you import some other Python file from some, whenever you try to import one Python file from some another Python file, that time you should understand that the whole code will be executed, whatever is there inside that file. For example, if I am importing test1 from test2.py, I am inside test2.py and I am trying to import test1 file, the whole code that is available inside test1 will be executed. That means it will execute this, then it will execute this. That means it will actually execute the whole code. Point number 1 to remember. Okay, so what happened here exactly? First of all, we say we actually were running test2.py, right? So when we ran test2.py, First line is import test1, so it went to test1. It executed the whole line. So in this line we have actually called this function also, right? So obviously it will print this I am file1. It actually printed I am file1. First this one. After executing this whole file, it came back again here. It executed this one. Then it came here. It went and executed test1.count. Okay, so it went again to test1. Test1.count, here it is. So it is printing again 5. Very simple, right? So after this, it came here, print test1.print file. Okay, this is none. I'm not sure why none has come, but test1.print file1. Okay, so it is actually in test1. Go to test1 and call this function print file1. So it is actually printing I am file1. Got the point? How the thing works? Okay. So what the point for you all to understand here is, whenever I run a file, right, one file from another file, the whole code that is available inside that file will be executed. Very important point to understand. Okay.
So I hope you all have understood what I am trying to say, right? That how one file can be run from some other file by importing it, right? And when you import some other Python file in some one file, right, that time the whole point, one very important point to remember is the whole code that is there inside that file will be executed. Okay, is this clear? Very simple, nothing much fancy, right? So simple to understand. Now I have one requirement that I am into test1 file, and what I want is, I want this function to be this function should run. My requirement is that I am saying you to basically solve a problem, okay, that this function should run, okay, only and only when I run test1.py. Only that time this function should run. If I am running test2.py, although I am importing test1.py, right, this function should not run. So we'll call it like this, okay. So there are two ways to run the file. One is run it directly. How to run it directly? Type python filename.py. That is how you run it directly, that file. Another way is to run it indirectly. Indirectly means what? You import it into some other file, like we did here. In test2, we imported test1. If we are importing test1, I have already told you, right? Test1, all the code will be executed. Correct, right? This is the indirect way of running it. So what I am telling you is, only and only when I run the function, run this file test1 directly, only that time this function should be called. Else it should not run. If I am running it in, if I am actually importing this file or trying to run it indirectly, it should not run. If that thing, if you want to do, that time you will be using something called as this line. If name is equal to name, what is this name? It's a special variable in Python, is equal to underscore main underscore. If it is like this, then actually call this function. Why did I write like this? Okay, so what will happen if I write like this? I have written this in test1. Okay, so I'll just tell you. Let's comment out this. Let's say, first of all, let's try to understand what is this underscore name. Underscore name underscore. What is this actually variable? This is actually some inbuilt variable that is available in Python, special variable available in Python, right? So let's print and see what is this. I have written this in which file? So I have used the underscore name variable in test1.py. In test2.py have I used it? No, I have not used it. Okay. In test1 I have used it. Let's write Python, run the test1 file. Python test1.py, hit enter, you get some output, okay, which is underscore main. So what does this understand? This actually makes you understand that see, if you have a variable count, let's say, okay, and if I say count is equal to 5, and if I ask you a question, hey, tell me, like, what is the variable count holding? What you will tell? 5, right? So that is what I am asking. What will this underscore name variable contain inside it? That is what we are trying to understand. And what is this? You know what is this variable, right? It's a special variable in Python. What it is used for and what does it contain, we'll answer those questions. What does it contain, we are trying to understand. So if we print and see underscore name, it is actually printing main. Correct? Yes, very simple. Now I'll do this one. I'll just remove these lines. Okay, because just to remove all those complexity, I will not call any function here. I have not called any function. I have just imported test1 inside test2. So will you agree with me that the whole code that is available in test1 will be executed if I am just importing also? If I am not calling also separately, the whole code will be executed. Will you agree? Yes, you should agree, because I have already told when you import it, the whole code that is there in this file will be executed. Correct, right? So it should execute this line, then it should execute this line, then it should come here and execute this line. That means it must print underscore name. Will you agree? If I run test1.py also, it will print underscore name. What value is there in underscore name? If I run test2.py, that time also it should print what value is there in underscore name. Why? Because we have imported it. Import test1 we have done. Let's print and see now. First time I am running test1.py. If I am running test1.py, it is printing underscore main. Now let's run and see test2.py. Oh, it's printing something else. It's printing test1. You're understanding? See, same variable, same underscore name variable is actually printing two different values. One, first time what it printed, underscore main. Second time what it is printing, the file name. Test1 is the file name, right? So the point to understand is underscore name variable can contain two values, not both, but can contain either of those two values. One value it can contain is underscore main. Second value it can contain is the file name. Okay, which file name? The file name in which the underscore name variable is used. Here, just see, in which variable underscore name is used, or in which variable underscore name is actually printed. We are printing it in test1, right? So obviously it will return test1. Got the point? See here, underscore name. When it will print underscore name now, it will, you understood that underscore name will print actually two things. One is underscore main and file name, either of this. When it will print which? It will print underscore main when, if you are running the file using the Python command in which underscore name variable is used. If you are directly running the file, I repeat, in which, tell me one thing, in which variable we have used underscore, we have asked to print underscore name in test1.py. So if I directly run the file python test1.py, in which, if I directly run the file in which I have used the underscore name, that underscore name variable output will be always underscore main. When it will be underscore main? If I directly run the file. If you are running the file directly using the Python command. But if you are not running the file directly using Python command, you are running it indirectly. If you are indirectly running the file without using the Python command, how to indirectly run a file without using Python command? There is one way to run a file, right? You write python filename.py. How can you run it another way? Import it into some other file. This is what we did here. In test2, we just imported test1. If we imported test1, I have told you already that test1 whole code will be executed because we have imported it. When you import it, right, that it will go to this file and it will execute the whole thing. Got it? Perfect. So that is the indirect way of running while using import. Okay, so indirectly if you are running the file without using the Python command, just by importing it, that time the underscore name variable is going to contain a value which is the file name, that file name itself. I repeat, underscore name is a very special variable in Python which can contain two values. One is underscore main, or it can contain file name. When it will contain underscore name, when you directly run it with the Python command, directly run the file. When you indirectly run the file, just by importing it, that time it will contain the file name. So my task is now, I hope you have understood this, what is underscore name, what does it contain, and now we also see when to use it. Okay, when to use it. Let's say we have two Python files right now. What I am trying to tell you is, this print function, I want it to be executed only and only when I run this file test1.py directly. If I am running it indirectly, it should not be executed. Okay, so that time, how to write the code? If this is the problem, how will you write the code? If I just write, let's say if I write here print file name 1, if I write like this, okay, what will happen? Let's run this file directly, test1 python test1.py. Will it be executed? Yes, it will be executed. I am file 1, this function was called. Let's run it indirectly. Indirectly means what? I'll run this file test2.py. I'll run, that means I am importing test1 here, so obviously it will run. Let's run it python
test2.py. Oh, still it is executing. Why it is executing? Because I have already told you the whole code will be executed whenever you import a file. Indirectly also it is getting executed. What I am trying to tell you is now, if I give you a problem statement saying that this function is a very special function, I am telling you, print file name 1 is a very special function. This should not run always, okay, because you will be building APIs and all the time you will understand that you will be writing app.run and all, so every time some functions will be there which you don't want to run every time, okay. Even if someone is importing that function, it should not run. Maybe you want it to run only when that file is actually run directly using the Python command. That time and all. So let's consider that this is a very special function, and this function should run only and only when we run this file directly. If someone is importing this file, this function should not run. That time, how to write the code? So first of all, remove the function call here. Okay, and that time you already know that whenever I manually run a file, here if you want to solve this particular problem, right, the underscore name variable will help you to solve this problem. How it will help you to solve? Simple, these 2 lines. I hope you will be able to guess the logic of this. If underscore name variable, if it is containing main, what does it mean? If it is containing main, that means we are actually manually running the file, directly running the file using Python command. And only when it is containing main, if it is equal to main, that time call the function. This function should be called. Else don't do anything. That means the function will not be called. So what will happen is, when I will import this file now here from test2, if I am importing test1, it will go here. It will go and execute all these things. It will check here. If underscore name is equal to main, it will be not main. Why? Because I am actually importing the file. That means I am running the file indirectly, right? If I am running it indirectly, then what will be the value of underscore name? It will be the file name itself. If it is the file name itself, then here this condition will become false. So this function will not be called. Okay. Now let's try to run and see. Let's try to run it indirectly and see. Python test2.py. Indirectly means what? Indirectly means I am importing. Inside test2, I have imported that file. And I have already told when I am importing the file that the whole code that is available in that file will be executed. It should not be executed. See here, no output. Let's run it directly and see. Let's run the test.py directly and see. Using Python command. Python test1.py. Yes, executed. See, when I am running test2.py, right, when I am running test2.py, please understand that although I am running test2.py, but test1 also is getting executed. Why it is getting executed? Because I am importing, no, I have already told you. Import, I have written test1. Whenever I write import a Python, other Python file, right, that Python file will be automatically executed. Whole code will be executed, whatever is available inside the file. Okay? So whenever I am running test2 also, my test1 is getting executed first itself. Why? Because here first line itself is import test1. Obviously it is going to go here, execute this whole code. But only thing is, now whatever you are going to write inside this if condition, that will only run when you manually run this file if you have written this condition. If someone is importing it, that time will not run. I hope this is completely made clear and you will be able to answer questions if it is asked in interviews and all. What is underscore name and all this kind of stuff. If you see this any code anywhere else, you will understand that what does it mean that if you are actually running the file using the Python command, only that time the below line should be executed. You can write whatever you want here, whatever, do anything. Okay, so whatever you are going to write here, that is going to be executed only and only when this file you are going to run it manually, or else it is not going to be executed. Okay, that is what it means. Okay, but if you want to execute it itself again, there are different ways to execute it. Okay, you could call the function directly here. Inside test2, I could just say, hey, test1 dot, I will call this function. Call this function. This is another way to do it. This way you can do it. I am asking not without calling a function. Okay. So see here. What do I mean? If you write like this, it will be executed. But if I don't write like this, if I write like this, okay, inside this file, and I will come to test.py. My question is, in test2.py, have I called this function? Print file name.py. Have I called? No, I have not called. But see the magic. Still it will be executed. Python test2.py will execute. Still see here, I am a file 1. That means that this function still got executed. I haven't called it yet. So how come it got executed if I have not called it? Because I have called it here, no.
I've called it in this file. And you know that whenever you import a other Python file, the whole code in that Python file will be executed. So it came here. It saw this line, it is calling, and it got executed. Okay, so I hope you have completely understood the underscore name part and all, and you will be able to answer if anyone asks you this kind of questions and all in the interviews and all. You will be able to do it. So this video became short because I told you, right, I actually am reshooting it, so everything was there from here. Okay, so see you in the next video. Thank you so much.